I'll just focus a little bit on the accreditation part, quality signaling. Accreditation is getting popular now as a recognition cum signaling mechanism. Most of the institutions are trying to get one type of accreditation or recognition or the other. Ranking is also part of this accreditation process, but in a different way. I would like to emphasize that before I give a conceptual focus, quality in education should be in our mind. Many times we want quality, but we are unable to get quality internally. When that happens, we seek an external mechanism to get quality. Generally, there is a lot of resistance within the institutions for changing anything. Particularly faculty members, when faculty members are involved, it's extremely difficult to get things changed because at some point of time, all of us have been faculty members in some capacity if we are associated with educational academic institutions. We are happy with whatever we are doing currently and whatever way we are doing. So when we need to change, there is a lot of discomfort. That is why we all resist. When the higher management finds that it's very difficult to change things within the organization itself, one way is to somehow seek an external mechanism. And accreditation and ranking are in a way an external mechanism to also get things changed in the organization. Once we agree to go for accreditation or be part of the ranking, we need to produce data commensurate with the ranking scheme or accreditation. Therefore, willy-nilly, we have to change. And it may be easier once the faculty members agree to go for accreditation or to be part of the ranking. It may be easier for us to convince them, yes, these are the changes required. Because without these changes, we will not be able to do the accreditation or we will not get a good rank in the ranking scheme. Generally, if we take positively, this accreditation is a kind of signaling to the world, particularly the external stakeholders, as to where we stand as an academic institution, whether it's a college or an institute or a university. But there are two things which are the sources of brand development historically. These two sources are the growth and the quality. If you understand how actually reputation builds, it can be even achieved without external accreditation, provided there is a leadership which can take the trouble of convincing the faculty, if needed, taking a firm step and agreeing to go forward. There are two sets of reasons for the growth and quality. One set would be internal, the other would be external. I am presenting this to give you an understanding as to how we could proceed on this. The external reasons include opportunities. Why we grow? Because there are opportunities. Why we grow? Because the leadership is very aggressive. Plus other reasons. So now, which are the external reasons for growth and quality? Number one, opportunities. Number two, pressure. We all face pressure. One pressure is competitive pressure. Second is from the stakeholders. It could be, say for instance, as an IIM, we would be facing a pressure from the public. it could be the pressure from the MHRD, or as far as the management, top management is concerned, even the board could be an external pressure sometimes, because they may be under pressure from elsewhere. And then organization's tradition. For instance, a good organization will always have to keep itself good. A growing organization will have the urge to grow. It cannot stop. So what is the organization's tradition? Internal reasons for growth and quality are aspirations. All organizations need to have aspirations. In fact, for a long time, Indian institutions could not make a big impact on the world because we did not have so much of global aspirations. Whereas today, there are many institutions, like in the corporate sector, in academic sector also, there are many institutions which have developed their own aspiration to be something, not only in India, but outside India as well. Even the national institutions like IITs and IIMs were not having that kind of aspiration. That is why 50 years, if you look at the IIM or IIT history, you will not find anybody saying that to be a leader in the world is something that I cherish or I keep as a vision. But today, at least some institutions are saying that yes, we want to be something in the world. And second is leadership. Many academic institutions today have good leadership because even from different walks of life, people have entered the academic sector, academic institutions. But for a long time, that leadership did not have that kind of charisma or urge or vision to move forward as a global force. And then economics and other reasons. Now, whatever the reasons, there is one brand identity, one manifestation of brand identity which we all need to consider. That is actually the customer acceptance. In educational institutions, we never consider our students as customers. But today, because of the awareness among the students and the potential students, today we need to accept that they are our customers because they have many mechanisms to control us. And the recent spread of social network itself is one of the major dreadful areas for us because whatever we do wrongly will be projected. So, and it will affect our reputation. And there is a need for giving signals. Delivery, of course, we need to give, but there is also a need to give signals. And assessment, evaluation, and accreditation, etc., would be giving this signaling. Yes, I know. This is my last slide. Sorry, not last. See, the constituents of evaluation generally in almost all the accreditation would be like this. Even ranking focuses on some of these factors. As you can see, age, size, processors, input quality, output, size and quality, infrastructure, perception and feedback, and so on. But it's also important to remember that there are certain vehicles of quality. Although assessment may be size, but actually what we are assessing is how faculty delivers it, how different other agencies are, vehicles are doing it. For instance, the faculty, the materials, the methods, the learning environment, and the student competence. For instance, IIMs can gloat about its high quality partly because we get top quality students. If we get bottom quality students, probably we also would have struggled. So, what quality students you get is also very important. That is why you need to have, we all need to have a very good admission process. But today, many of the universities and private run institutions have a problem because many times because of the donation and other interventions, they have to compromise. And there are also supporting factors like skill orientation of our programs, industry linkage, performance focus. To what extent do we focus on performance? Not only student performance, even faculty performance. If we don't have good quality faculty, we will not be able to provide quality. If our faculty members are not keeping their learning always in the forefront, they will not be able to keep up with the changing knowledge. And many leaders are not willing to take the trouble of really telling the faculty members that yes, this performance parameters will have to be achieved. If they do that, next day either they will not be there or their life will be very miserable for the rest of their term. This is what is happening in every academic institution. And academic discipline and the cost also matters. Many of the institutions may not be able to provide quality so much because they may not have the resources. Whereas for us, we get resources because of our high quality. And that self-propels. And this is the last word. Since it is internal organization that finally achieves quality irrespective of the use of external accreditation or assessment, the key to achieving quality are internal actions. If external accreditation is achieved by managing facilitative factors specifically for the purpose, the actual quality profile of the institution will not change even if accreditation is achieved. I would like to show this also. This is the general accreditation framework followed internationally. That is, setting goals would be the first step generally. If we have to prepare ourselves for the accreditation, international accreditation, setting goals for ourselves would be the first step we need to do. Second is preparing a strategic plan to achieve this goal. Third is specifying the actions. And fourth is implementation of our plan. And fifth is the review, which would be by the external accrediting agency. And finally improving, and then again re-entering the cycle. Thanks a lot.